Hey everyone, my name is Shauna in case you don't know, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you my pin collection. I don't consider myself an avid pin collector and I don't trade pins that often, but I have noticed recently that I do have quite a bit of pins. I keep my pins in this old little case that it came with, like a little China tea set for like little kids, you know. I have a ton of pins, so I thought I'd show everyone. I didn't realize I had this many pins until recently. I have two different categories of pins. So I have ones with backings like this, that they come off and it's pointy backing. This backing is bent. And then I also have some pins. Some people call these buttons. I consider them pins, but I consider them like non-theme park pins sort of. And they're generally cheaper and easier to make, and it's these ones with the little like safety pin type button on the back. So the pins that I will be showing first are the ones with those like pointy backings, sort of like this. Most of the ones that I have like this are from theme parks. I may have shown some of these pins in previous videos. I have not gone to all the theme parks in the world, and I have not gone to Disney World yet, and I haven't gone very often to Universal or Disneyland, but I have gone a few times and I have gotten some pins. If there's a story behind a pin, I will tell you the story. Without further ado, let's get started. Since I showed the backing of this one earlier, here's this one. In case you don't know, this is Fanflare, and Fanflare is a company that has a bunch of pins. They're all created by Sarah Sterling, unless she collaborates with other people like Francis Dominic to make pins. This was part of her pins that she was making of real people. This one is Leo Camacho. Leo Camacho is someone I met at LeakyCon 2016, and we sort of kept in touch a little bit on Twitter. I mean, I wouldn't consider us like friends per se, but like we do talk to each other sometimes. So it's really neat to get this pin. Also, this pin, as you may have seen, has bent backings, and this is because it is a defect pin. I don't have tons of money in the world, so when it came to Fanflare, I was like, I want them all, but I don't have that much money. So when defects pins went on sale, I just, oh my gosh, I saw this, my heart skipped a beat, and I bought it within 2 seconds of me seeing it, and it was just great, and I'm so glad I have it. I have this Newt Scamander suitcase pin. I believe this pin was a gift, or I got it from Powell's Books, which is a local bookstore in my state. Yeah, just Newt's case. My camera's not focusing on this pin, but this pin is a Hufflepuff pin, and I got it at Powell's. I got this District 4 pin from the Hunger Games exhibition when it was in San Francisco. The reason why I get District 4 merch is just because I've taken a bunch of quizzes, and most of the quizzes say that I am in District 4. I mean, none are like an official quiz by Suzanne Collins, and of course the districts are decided based on where you live. And my state, in some maps say that I'm in District 4. And in case you haven't seen those maps, or like, it takes the United States and Canada, and it's like marked where the districts are. It's not how a lot of people think in the books, how they think all the districts are just in a line. No, it's more like how you take something like the United States and it's divided into states and territories, that type of thing. I forget what the nonprofit was, but when Mockingjay Part 2 came out, or was it Mockingjay Part 1? It was one of them. They were selling these pins at movie theaters. It was a heart with a Mockingjay symbol on it. It was going to some nonprofit if you bought one of these, and I was there for my birthday, so I asked my parents for one and they got me one. Now the next pins I will be showing you are from Disneyland or a Disney park. You can find them at pretty much every Disney park, I believe. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not a Disney parks expert. I've only been to one Disney park in my life. This first pin I actually got at a convention, but I am aware that it is a Disney pin that you can get at Disneyland. I did see it at a booth when I was there in LA. It is Rapunzel, and she has her hair like a whip. If you have seen my VidCon haul video, you may have seen these two pins. I got this dog from 101 Dalmatians. This was in a mystery pin bag. And I got Boba Fett or Jango Fett. I'm pretty sure it's Boba Fett. Pretty sure, but I really like the design on this one, and it's pretty big. My friend Annie went to Disneyland over her spring break, and all I asked of her was that she get me Disneyland pins, and she did. She did not fail. She got me mystery pins, so I got 2 mystery pins from that. So there's Mickey Mouse, and he has a little winking face, and it's like a greenish yellow. And then there's Mickey Mouse with a little surprise face, and he's purplish pink. My next pins come from Universal Studios. 1 was from Universal Orlando, and 3 were from Universal Hollywood. Universal has really good quality pins. Like, am I the only one that noticed this? Everybody talks about Disney pins, and while Disney pins are very nice, I almost feel like Universal goes to extreme and has like amazing pins that are all really good quality. I don't know, does anybody agree with me, or is that just my opinion? Okay, well, without further ado, let me show you them. This one has some candy or something on it for some reason, but it is a Hufflepuff Quidditch pin. I got this pin from my friend Whitney when she went to Universal Orlando. The next three are from Universal Hollywood, as I said earlier. So to start off with, I got this Head Girl pin. I really like this pin. It is very heavily weighted and really nice quality, and I don't imagine this would ever break. I mean, it might get scratched at some point, but I don't imagine anything bad would happen to this. I was like debating getting it, and I'd seen it in haul videos before, and then I actually saw it in person. I'm like, that is amazing, and I have to get it for myself. It's a very nice quality. I would really recommend getting one of these if you want to. The Prefect pin isn't as elaborate as this, so if you want a simpler pin, go for Prefect. If you want an elaborate pin, go for Head Girl or Head Boy pins. I got this Dumbledore Army pin when I went to Universal Studios Hollywood. It has the main 6 members autographs, like if they signed a roll with their name on it. It's just Dumbledore's Army, and it has their silhouettes on the bottom. I really like this pin. I actually hadn't seen this pin before, and then I went to Universal Hollywood and I was like, that looks amazing, and I'm gonna get that. Also, fun story, I got this pin, and it was the first piece of Universal merch I got when I went to LA back in 2016. And I got this pin, and I was so happy because I had this pin, and then I got the call that my brother was going to the ER. Yeah, that is a story for a different day, not today. If he even lets me tell that story in the future. This next pin is a chocolate frog pin. I can't wear this pin or really put it on display very much because I'm gonna hold on to just the backings so you can see what happens. It opens like that. I might put it in a picture frame maybe and have something in front of it, or I might tape it slightly when I do get like a cork board for pins. It does open, it has a chocolate frog in there, and it still smells like chocolate, and I have had this pin for almost 2 years now, and it's still really strongly scented. It isn't like I can faintly smell chocolate, it's like I can legitimately still smell chocolate. So really good quality, and I really like that feature that you can smell it. I've heard that there's keychains with a chocolate frog as well, and those ones smell too, but I'd imagine the smell on that would wear off if you have that like on a keychain or something. But still, I think that's really good quality. So these next round of pins are ones with this type of backing, with the safety pin type backing. To start off with, I have this Hufflepuff with her badge. I'm not trying to get political, but this was from when Hillary Clinton was running against Donald Trump. I wasn't old enough to vote at the time, but I did want to try and express somewhat of who I supported. I got this. I really like the idea of Hufflepuff with her. There was like Gryffindor with her, Slytherin with her, etc. I just really like that cute idea. This pin was from LeakyCon 2016. Again, I'm not trying to get political, but one thing I did do was the Women's March. Regardless of what you think politically, you do have to admit that the Women's March was a piece of history. Whether you think it's a good piece or a bad piece, it was a piece of history. I got 2 pins from that because they were handing out free pins, and I got one that says "We are not things," and it is referring to women claiming that they're individual people, that they get to consent to what they want to do and what they don't want to do, and it's not up to other people to choose that. I got the Not My President pin. Again, regardless of what you think politically, you do have to admit that the Women's March was a piece of history, so I'm not trying to get political, I'm just trying to show what I have. I have 2 pins that are square type pins. This one I got from Rose City Comic Con back in 2016, I believe. It was part of a mystery pack. Also, as part of that mystery pack, it came with Pocahontas and Miko. My parents used to go to this auction, and they got me this whole book series, the Unenchanted series by Chantahan. And it came with like a little unenchanted bag, and it also came with this little button that says "Love is Grimm." Grimm spelled G-R-I-M-M. And that is because the Unenchanted series is really heavily based in the Grimm fairy tales. I've shown these in a previous video, but I did get these at Rose City Comic Con 2017, I believe. And it's just fictional characters as cats. So there's Hermione as a cat. Harry Potter, get it? Because Harry Potter is a cat. Ron as a cat, which I think is adorable, and Katniss Everdeen as a cat. Oh, I almost forgot one cat button, and that is BB-8 as a cat with his little tail curled in the corner. This pin is now scratched, but it is a Hufflepuff pin. I got it for a Halloween costume when I was in the 6th grade, because in the 6th grade I went as Susan Bonds. I believe these next 2 buttons may have been from Hot Topic, but I'm not 100% sure. One is Madman with a box, and the O in box is the TARDIS. And then the other one is MACUSA, Magical Congress of the United States of America. When I was Luna later, I needed a Ravenclaw pin because I couldn't find my Ravenclaw pin that matched with this Hufflepuff pin, so I bought a new set of the Houses of Hogwarts. And my Ravenclaw one isn't here right now because I believe it is on the robe that I was using. But I do have the Hufflepuff one, the Slytherin one, and the Gryffindor one. Now, Hot Topic, for a while I had these little packages that you could get mystery pins in, so I got a few of those. I believe this one is from a different series than the other two, but this one is just the Hogwarts House Crest. And then I really like the artwork of these next two. They're from mystery packs again, so I didn't get my house, but I got Gryffindor and I got Ravenclaw. I got this pin at Wizard World Portland 2018, and this is just a Litten, the Pokemon pin. Now, I do sometimes serve homeless people in my city. We have a huge homeless crisis. I did this thing called Night Strike, where essentially homeless people are allowed to come and they shop for clothes, basically, and I was one of the people handing out clothes. And it's cool because it's not just like, we're gonna toss you clothes because we're homeless, but it's like, you can actually look at the clothes and they're hanging up, and it's sort of like a little shop, and it was really nice. Meals were also served there, feet were washed. It was just a great thing to be a part of. And one of the homeless people came up to me and gave me a pin, and it was Star Wars A New Hope pin. This pin has always meant a lot to me because these people, some of them have nothing. Some of them have small belongings. Someone with little belongings came up to me and they made the effort of giving me this pin. This pin means so much to me. It's symbolic of how I help these people. Also, for people who don't have many belongings, it's a lot to give someone something, so I'll always cherish this pin. I was really confused when the person gave it to me at first because I was like, did they find this on the ground? Like, they can keep it, it's cool. And the person was like, no, for you. And I was like, that's just amazing that they have very little, yet they still find something small to give someone to make their whole day. I love it. These next 4 pins come from a place called Rocket Fizz. It is a candy shop. There's one closest to my house, so I've gone there before. So I have 4 pins. So I have this Vaporeon pin. I wanted to get all of the other Pokemon for a while, but they're really expensive at Rocket Fizz. They're like, I don't know, $3 per pin, but for little buttons, I could make them for $3, but they're still fun to get every once in a while. And this pin says, I will go to the Forest Moon of Endor for you, and it has little Ewoks on it. I just really love Ewoks, and those ones are so tiny and cute. And I have this Belle pin. I really love the artwork. They had a bunch of these with like flowers and warmer colors, so I really liked them, and I just decided I'd get Belle since Belle is one of my favorite Disney princesses. And then I love the movie WALL-E. I know some people don't like the movie WALL-E, or they just forget about it like it was okay, but I really love WALL-E. I saw it in theaters twice. I believe it was the first movie I saw in theaters twice, so it always has a special place in my heart. And it's just WALL-E with the space in the background. I hope everyone enjoyed this video, and if you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, and remember to subscribe to me. I appreciate everyone who subscribed so far. I hope you all are having an amazing week, and I will see you again in a future video. Bye!